What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Expanded Thursday, and today we're looking at a Sableye Garbodor deck. Now, this is actually Andrew Kreckler's list, and before we actually go into the list, we're going to talk about some stats, I guess, from Andrew Kreckler. He actually got second at Crestwood, Missouri with his deck, and in the finals, he actually played against Keratin, who was playing the same exact 60 cards. So in that day, first and second were Sableye, Garbodor, playing the same exact 60 cards, and you can see how great of a deck that is. That day, let's see, Cracker played against Vespiquen, two Toad Giratinus, a Metal Ray, a Blastoise, two Evital Glade, Darkrai, a Nartmarch, and a Mirror. But he lost to the Blastoise. But it's not a bad matchup. It just depends on how crazy of a turn one the Blastoise player gets. And even then, you can get the Garbodor out. You can license the Blastoise, and they'll be in a bad spot. I think Andrew just had bad hands. In the mirror, it's just a weird matchup for sure. And then also, Andrew got second place at St. Peter's, Missouri, but he actually played against a Mega Manetric deck, and that Mega Manetric deck played like a 4-4 Mega Manetric and a bunch of energies. It was just like a constant Mega Manetric stream, and that's really hard for, say, like Garbodor to deal with, because, you know, the whole purpose of the deck is the energy denial, and then you eventually start using your trick shot was to discard your opponent's deck. There we go. But with Mega Manetric, they keep accelerating the energies back onto from the discard pile onto the Pokemon. But nothing about that. I'm just trying to tell you that the deck is really good. If you listen to any of the city results / championship, you know that me and Wambot have been talking about this deck a lot. And this deck really does have great matchups in the field overall. And here's the list that Andrew has been using. He actually gave me the list. Shout out to Andrew for giving it to me once again. Now, like I've been saying, your main attacker is going to be Sableye. Its first attack is Confuse Ray, 10 damage, flip a coin if adds the defending Pokemon is now confused. Now, some people might be saying, oh, that card's, that attack is bad, don't use it ever. But against Toad, you actually want to use this attack, because you can't junk hunt to get item cards. Well, you can, but you can't use them because you're item locked. But if you can flip heads and then they flip tails, you break the confusion lock, and once you flip heads, they have to flip it every turn unless they retreat the Seismitoad. So Confuse Ray is actually really clutch against Seismitoad. But the main attack you're going to be using is Junk Hunt. Put 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand, and this is going to get back Crush Hammers. You're going to see all these item cards, and you're going to have to, basically see what's up in this deck. Now, like I said, you play 4 of these guys. Your backup attacker is going to be Bunnelby. It has the Barrage trait. You can use the attack twice. You have Burrow. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck, and you can use this twice. And Rototiller, shuffle a card from your discard pile into your deck. 1 Shaman EX, you draw it, you have 6 cards in your hand. Or Sky Return for 30. 1 Draw it, you to search for any supporter card from your deck and put it in your hand. And you play a 2-1 Garbodor line. Like, this might seem weird, but this is what Andrew said. Most matchups, you don't use him, because there's a lot of matchups you don't have. They don't have abilities. Maybe they have Shaman. You're not really worried about that. And in the matchups you can always super rod it back. You have to be smart and always have 2 Trubbish down. Now, you notice there's 2 Trubbish in this deck, and there is a Super Rod. So if you do have the Garbodor in the deck, you make sure you have a Garbodor and a Trubbish, and that way if they do license the Garbodor, you have another Trubbish ready to evolve the following turn to get out the Garbodor if you do Super Rod it back into the deck. Now, that seems complicated, but it does work a lot, and Andrew knows what he's talking about. That's all the Pokemon you play in here. Like I said, your main attacker is going to be Sableye. Now, the deck plays 3 Cushion Hammer. Just flip a coin if it has discard energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. 1 Enhanced Hammer. Discard a special energy attached to one opponent's Pokemon. 1 Escape Rope, which I do like a lot, just to get Pokemon out of the active spot. Maybe somebody licensed up your Pokemon, and they're kind of stuck in the active spot. Each player switches their active with one of their bench. Your opponent switches first. 2 Laser. Now, some people might be saying, why do you play lasers? And I asked them that as well. And let's see. Lasers are super cool, actually. When you get down to a best of 3 format, you'll end up winning half your games on time due to prizes. Also, they win you the mirror 10 out of 10 times if you face it. And if you have something final priced, you have a way to get it, which comes up a decent amount of time. So with the lasers, you can just, play it down. You do 10 damage between turns. 9 turns, you're doing 180 damage, which might seem like a long time, but it does come down. And usually, if your opponents, like, if they play like carefully, they're gonna make it where they don't deck out. They're gonna play really slow, but lasers can actually make them where you take prize cards and you actually can win the game that way if they decide not to attack you by playing conservatively. So lasers can help you that way, and like you said, you can get stuff out of the prize cards. Two love balls search for Pokemon with 90 HP or less. You know, Sableye, Jirachi, Bunnelby, Trubbish, and that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Four of these cards. One Super Rod. Shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile back into your deck. One Tool Scrapper, discard 2 tools attached to any Pokemon in play. One Town Map to see all your prize cards, or basically turn all your prize cards face up. I don't know why I'm trying to make it complicated. And this way, when you use the lasers and you need that one crucial card, you can grab it because you do have them faced up because of the town map, and that's why town map isn't here. I know some people might be saying you're playing town map, but it's because we're playing lasers. For trainer spell, just for getting an item card out of your deck or trainer card out of your deck. 2 Trick Shovel, and you discard top card of your opponent's deck, and this is going to help you mill your opponent out quicker, or put it back on top of the deck if it is a bad card. 2 Ultra Ball to get out your Pokemon. 4 VS Seeker to reuse supporter cards. Now, like I said earlier, Sableye gets back trainer cards, or item cards, sorry. Item cards, not trainer cards. You can get back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Basically 11 because you're never going to junk hunt for a town map again. Maybe you might need to. If you need it in to refill your deck, you could maybe put town map back in there. But there's 12 cards you can get out with junk hunt. So there's a lot of decision making you have to make with this deck. Now, you have a bunch of item supporter cards. Like, this is a lot. 1 AZ, put 1 Pokemon into your hand, discard all cards attached to it. 1 Getsus, which is really good against item-based decks, maybe Blastoise, maybe an Archeops deck. If you can turn 1 Getsus them, you pretty much win. Your opponent reveals their hand and shuffles all item cards found in there, and you draw a number of cards equal to the number of cards they shuffle into their deck. 1 Hex Maniac to shut down abilities to the end of your opponent's turn. 1 Lysine or bring a Pokemon off the bench. 1 in, both players shuffles their hand into the deck and draw a number of cards remaining to the prize cards. Now, this might seem counterproductive because, the whole point of the deck is to mill out your opponent to win that way. But if your opponent has 15 to 20 cards in their hand and they have 2 prize cards left, what you could do is end them down to 2, and now they have a hard time trying to get those energies to start attacking you again. And that's why I like N a lot. 3 Sycamore, they could be Juniper or Sycamore. 1 Skyla. This can search for a trainer card, which could be, all of these, like from the Crush Hammer down to Headringer. You can get any of those cards with Skyla. 2 T-Flare, discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. 1 Xerosic, discard a Pokemon tool or special energy attached to a Pokemon in play. 1 Silent Lab, now this could be good turn 1. Each basic Pokemon to play in each player's hand and each player's discard pile has no abilities. So if you don't have the Garbodor online turn 1, you could, use Silent Lab, basically shut down Shamans, Hoopas, Unknowns, Jirachis. I don't know. I think that's the most basic cards played a lot. 2 Verbeck City Gems, so that way your Verbeck lasers do 30 a turn instead of just 10. 2 Flowstone to give Pokemon free retreat, and because this is what you put on Garbodor, because Garbodor has a 3 retreat cost, and with the Flowstone, it has a free retreat cost. 1 Life Dew, which is the ace spec in this deck, and this Pokemon this card is attached to is KO'd or knocked out. Your opponent takes 1 for your prize card, and if this is attached to a Sableye, they don't take any prize card. 2 Headringer, you attach this to an EX Pokemon, and their attacks need 1 more colors to attack, and 6 Dark Energies. And that's the whole deck. Look, I've never had a scroll. I don't think I've ever had a scroll to see all the cards, and this time around we do have to, because we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 cards that are one-ofs in this deck. It is a very hard deck to play, don't get me wrong. It might seem easy on paper, but you do have to think a lot and make sure you don't make any misplays, because once you make a misplay, you will get punished. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Once again, shout out to Andrew for giving me the list. And like I said, if you haven't tested this out, make sure you test it out. It is a really great deck. Me and Andrew Wambo have been talking a lot in our city's preparation / results. And this time around, we can see the deck in action. But hopefully you enjoyed the deck, and let's see it in action. Alright, putting against Dim Hot. I'm not sure I said the name. We'll just call him Dim for short. And let's see, we'll call heads like always. And we lost the coin flip already. And let's see what they're playing. They're playing a Dark Fairy deck, so this is going to be interesting for sure. Alright, maybe they're playing... Well, I was going to say Mewtwo, but that's not a fairy Pokemon. We mulligan turn 1, and they're going to see that we're playing some Trick Shovel, some Dark Energies, Team Headringer, AZ, Team Flare Grunt, and they get 2 Pokemon out, and we'll press done. And let's see what we get this time around. Alright, another mulligan, so they get 2 mulligan draws. And, okay, good. I thought we were going to start with Shaman, and I was going to cry. So press done, and we both get 6 prize cards. And let's see what happens. Alright. There's a Evital and a Swirling. So it looks like it's going to be a Slurpuff Evital deck. Alright. Now, if they play the baby Evital, this is actually a really bad matchup for us. There's a Trainer's Mail. Look at top 4 cards of their deck. They'll get a Hard Charm. I'm not really... Well, Hard Charm is actually pretty bad. There's a Tierno, draw 3 more cards. Because it makes it where we can't put a Headringer on this Evital. So hopefully they don't put it down, but they might. We'll see what happens. There's an Ultra Ball, discarding the Hard Charm and the Lysander, and let's see what they get out. Probably, a Zora. I was going to say maybe Baby Evital. So Zora comes down, and a pass onto our turn. That's great. We will play Town Map. Okay, let's see what's in the discard pile. Alright, so 1 Headringer, Jirachi, Flowstone, Verbeck City Gem. Alright, so we'll Ultra Ball, discard Team Flare Grunt, and it's Skyla. And with this, we'll get out a Sableye. Come on down, Sableye. Alright. We'll put down Sableye, put down Bunnelby, play Shebe, drawn up to 5 cards. Yes, and let's see what we get. We'll put down a Verbeck City Gym. We'll play Trainer's Mill. And we get the Floatstone, so we can't Floatstone the active. And we're going to play the N. I really don't want to, like, Sycamore, discard all this stuff away. So we'll play the N. And with the N, we need a Dark Energy and maybe a Crushing Hammer. We get a Trick Shovel, and we get a Trubbish to put down. So that's good. So put down another Trubbish. Play Trainer's Mail. We'll grab... Let's see, what's in our discard pile? Is there a Verse Seeker in there? There's not... I'm actually going to grab a Getsis. No, we'll grab Headringer. What am I thinking about? We'll grab Headringer. We'll just YOLO, see what happens. Put Headringer on this guy. Play Trick Shovel. We will discard our opponent's deck, and we'll discard that Muscle Band. We'll then put a Dark Energy on Sableye. We will retreat into Sableye. And we will Junk Hunt. And with the Junk Hunt, we'll get a Trick Shovel and a Trainer's Mail. Alrighty. On to our opponent's turn. Let's see what happens. Now, if we don't get a supporter card besides the AZ, we can just AZ, pick up the Shaman, put it back down. We see a DC go down an Evital, and we will see an Evital do 20, 40, 60, 80. Knocking out our Sableye. Here we see a Level Ball. Getting out a Slurpuff so they can start using Tasting to draw more cards. Alrighty, so what we have to do is basically make it where this Evital has no energies, and then we'll basically win. Unless they've had Dark Patch, and they have Dark Patch, it's a whole new ball game. They should have Dark Patch because the Dark Patch is an expanded card, but they will take their first prize card right here. They will see a Bridget, gonna get 3 basic Pokemon out of their deck, or 1 EX Pokemon. There's a Slurpuff. There's just 1 Slurpuff. Swirlix, sorry. So it looks like it's a Slurpuff, Evital, Zoroark deck, and they were seeing Evital knocking out good old Sableye. He's gonna go down to 5 prize cards. We're going to send out Trubbish, and let's see what do we top deck onto our turn. We get a Tool Scrapper. Really, it's not useful at all. Play Trainer's Mail. Grab the Hypnotoxic Laser. We'll play that guy. Alright. Let's see. It does go to sleep. We'll play Trick Shovel. Discard top card of my opponent's deck. Yes. We'll discard Zoroark. Alright, take that, Zoroark. No standing for you, buddy. We'll play AZ. Pick up Shaman EX. And we'll Super Rod, put back Sableye and Dark Energy, and then we'll Shaman, drawn up to 6. Alright. Yes. Alrighty, and we get a Sableye, we get a Crushing Hammer, we get a Dark Energy. Can we discard this DCE? And we can. So we'll discard the DCE, put a Dark Energy to this guy, retreat into Sableye, and we will Trick Shovel. We could get a Garbodor out, but we really need this, we might need our Shaman EX next turn. That's why I don't want to get Garbodor out. We'll discard the level ball, and we will junk hunt. And with the junk hunt, we'll get back. There's not a VS Seeker in there, so we'll grab a Trainer's Mail and a Trainer's Mail. See, I know that seems crazy, but we really need to dig for a VS Seeker or a supporter card. So we'll grab double Trainer's Mail onto our opponent's turn. Let's see, and it does wake up as well. Alright, onto our opponent's turn. Now, they do get a Zoroark out with the Floatstone. They could, stand in and retreat. They would see a Tasting, going to draw a card. Okay. There's a Roller Skates as well. Let's see what happens. Tails. They flip heads. They're allowed to draw 3 cards. There's a Tierno drawing 3 cards. That's good for us. They're just drawing their deck quicker. There's another Slurpuff coming down. Tasting for 1. The big question is, do they have another DC or not? There's a Dark Energy and a pass for our opponents. Alrighty. So that's good for us. Alright, on to our turn. We get Trainer's Mail. Grabbing a Level Ball. Well, Trainer's Mail again. Come on, give us something good. A Lysander and a Zerosic. Alright, let's see this real quick. Alright, so Drachi's in the discard, or in the prize cards. So I'm actually going to grab the Lysander. And we're going to Lysander up somebody. We'll Lysander up the Slurpuff. We'll Level Ball, get another Sableye out, and we'll probably just junk hunt for 2 more Trainer's Mail. I mean, we really don't have anything else to junk hunt for. We could grab Crushing Hammer. Such a weird spot for sure. Yeah, we're gonna grab double Trainer's Mail just to try to increase our probability of hitting a supporter card for sure next turn. Alright, so double Trainer's Mail going into our hand. We know, there's 3 VS Seekers in there. There's 2 more, Junipers in there. I think there's 2 more Junipers in there. Oh no, they're all in there. So Roller Skates has drawn 3 cards. They can't Tasting for 2. They get a Floatstone that could retreat the Slurpuff, but they have a lot of cards already in their hand. There's a Dark Energy on a Zoroark. There's a Tasting, drawing another card. And do they have a Floatstone or not? Muscle Band going down to Zoroark. Okay. Ooh, what do they have a Zoroark break? Okay, they don't. So on our turn, that's good. I'll play Trainer's Mail. Okay, there we go. There's Mr. Sycamore. Thanks for showing up finally. With Trainer's Mails again, we will grab Team Flare Gun just to put in the discard pile. Alright, then finally we can get down Garbodor. Alright, so we can discard these 2 guys. Get down to Garbodor. Going to shut down Stand-In. Going to shut down, Slurpuffs. And we should be okay. The only thing they need now is a Floatstone to retreat the Slurpuff. I'll play Sycamore, discarding your hand, drawing 7 new cards. Alrighty, let's see what we get. We get a Crushing Hammer. Heads, we can discard this Dark Energy. That's, a very scary card. So discard that. We'll Trainer's Mail. Grabbing the Escape Rope. Maybe it'll be useful later. And we'll Junk Hunt. And with this Junk Hunt, we will grab double Crushing Hammer. I think there's 2 in here. Yeah, double Crushing Hammer seems good. We could grab a Laser, but I really want the Slurpuff to stay in the active spot and own to our opponent's turn. Let's see what happens. Like I said, they will need a Floatstone. A DCE will knock us out. There's a Roller Skates. Tails not drawing 3 cards. And they can't Tasting anymore. They can't Stand In because the Garbodor is in effect with the Garbotoxin, shutting down all abilities, which is great for us. And let's see, what will my opponent do? Let's see, how many energies are in the discard pile? There's 1, 2, and there's 3 on here, so that's 5 total. 1 DC as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to Crush Hammer, try and discard all these Dark Energies, and maybe gets us. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. It's weird. Weird for sure. But let's see what our opponent decides to do. There's a Lysander. Bring it up, Bunnelby. Oh, no. Oh, it's our turn. Well, I guess we'll have to Escape Rope, and let's see who he decides to send up. Probably the Evital. But we have a decision to make. We're going to double Crush Hammer for sure. And, oh, Zoroark comes up. Alright, so we'll send up Sableye. So I'm just going to Verse Seeker. I think Lysander's in the discard pile. Yeah, it is. Oh, we have. Okay, no, we're good. So grab the Lysander. Lysander back up to Slurpuff. Play Crushing Hammer number 1. Heads, we can discard a Dark Energy. Play Crushing Hammer number 2. Try and discard another Dark Energy, and we do. So we discard 2 Dark Energies, and we will Junk Hunt. And with this, we'll get back two more two more Crushing Hammers. There's one. And there's two. And this is what you kind of really do with the deck until they're out of energies. And then you start Trick Shoveling their deck and kind of winning that way. On to our opponent's turn. We probably should have grabbed a Burst Seeker and a Tool Scrapper. And that makes it where if they do touch a Floatstone, we can, a Zoroark Break comes down. Yes, this makes things interesting. But if we got the Tool Scrapper and the Burst Seeker, we can make it where we can Light Center up the Slurpuff every turn. We see a Dark Energy retreat into Zoroark. And a pass onto our turn. Alrighty. We'll Trainer's Mail. Maybe we'll hit a Verse Seeker. Alright, so there's a Verse Seeker. Good, good, good. So with the Verse Seeker, we will Lysander up Slurpuff. And just keep on going. Yep, Lysander. And I'm actually going to keep both Crushing Hammers because I really don't know if I want to use them right now. So we're going to Junk Hunt. And with the Junk Hunt, we'll grab a Verse Seeker. And a Tool Scrapper? Yeah, Tool Scrapper. Those two are good. And like I said, this makes it where we can, Tool Scrapper where a Floatstone, and then Burst Seeker for a Lysander and keep the combo going. Now, a Zoroark Break, it actually makes it where he can copy the attack, and he can copy Junk Hunt to get 2 cards into his hand, or 2 item cards in his hand, which could be fairly interesting. But let's see what happens. And a pass onto our turn. Alrighty, so I do like this now. And we get a Dark Energy as well. So we're going to Junk Hunt, and with this, we're going to grab 2 Trick Shovels. There's 1. There's 2, and now we can start the Trick Shovel. In fact, we can Trick Shovel, discard a card, Trick Shovel, discard a card, Junk Hunt for 2 Trick Shovels, and you kind of see how the deck is going to start to work. It does take a little while to set up, but once you do, you're golden. This is how you do with all the decks. You get a Garbodor out, and there's a Skyfield coming down. We have to discard. We have to discard 2 Pokemon. We're going to discard Shaman, and we're going to discard Bunnelby. I don't really care about those 2 cards. You don't want to discard the Garbodor because that makes it where or you don't want to discard the Chubbish because that makes it where they can Lysander Garbodor and break the Garbo Toxin Lock. So we don't want that to happen. We see a Dark Energy on a Slurpuff. And we see a Treat into the Evital. And just a pass. But we are going to Verse Seeker for a Lysander. We will Lysander up the Slurpuff once again. Put a Dark Energy on the Trubbish so that way we can retreat it if we want to. The Lysander. We'll Trick Shovel, discard the top card of my opponent's deck. We'll discard Parallel City. We'll use it again. They're going to go down to 13 cards left in their deck, and then they'll draw 1. There's a Verse Seeker being discarded as well. And we will Junk Hunt, getting back Trainer's Mail and Trainer's Mail. Alrighty. And let's see what my opponent do next turn. It's going to come down to really, do they have a Floatstone? If they don't ever have a Floatstone, then they're going to be in bad shape for sure. So then Trainer's Mail, let's see, have they even played a Floatstone? They played a Heart Charm, but I haven't seen a Floatstone yet. I don't think Trainer's Mail even got them anything. Oh no, I actually got the wrong cards with, I got double Trainer's Mail instead of, I messed up there. I meant to get double Trick Shovel, whoops. But Birch gives them 4 cards. I pass onto our turn, I messed up there. But we're just going to Junk Hunt, grab a Trick Shovel and a Trick Shovel. Hey, maybe it's good to have Trainer's Mail in our hands, because if they Lysander us, we should have grabbed a Verse Seeker as well. Whoops, we need a Verse Seeker to bring back a Slurpuff. That's just a mistake on my part. On to our turn, alright, there's a Life Dew, you can put down the active. So I'm messing up the wazoo right now. We'll Trainer's Mail, looking for a Verse Seeker. Alright, that's good. So we'll keep the Verse Seeker in our hand, and we will Trick Shovel, discard top card of opponent's deck, discard DCE, that's a good card, discard for sure. Trick Shovel once again, discard top card of opponent's deck, we will discard the Zoroark, and we will Junk Hunt this time, make sure we get the right 2 cards. We will get a Trick Shovel and a Trick Shovel, alrighty. So double Trick Shovel, going back into our hand, and on to our opponent's turn. Alright, I'm just seeing what's in our prizes one more time. Nothing too bad, maybe the Jirachi, but besides that, we had a good prize card, good 6 cards to be priced. And let's see, what does our opponent do? They're kind of in a bad situation. And they receive victory screen, our opponent gives up. And that's the deck. It is Sableye Garbodor. It's not that fun to watch, but it is a powerful deck. And we got a mystery prize. There we go. And if you're thinking about this deck, if you haven't tested against this deck for regionals, Make sure you test it out. It is a very good deck. There's a reason why it has been performing well at cities. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm not gonna play another game with this deck because everybody keeps conceding the game, like you saw right now. Once you get the lock going, they kind of just concede. There's really nothing much they can do. They're kind of like, all right, you win. I can't do anything. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great Thursday. Alrighty, bye.